this video, we are going to review how to set up a Flipgrid grid topics, and also sharing this grid with other teachers to create a Gridpals experience. So the first thing you'll want to do is collaborate with your cooperating teachers on this collaboration, because you'll have to set up a few things. One, you'll kind of have to set up a schedule of when you will have the students interact. You'll also want to make sure you have all of the students' names ready to go and who you're going to interact with. So once you have that set up on the backside and you've discussed that, you can log on to your Flipgrid, and under My Grids, you can click New Grid. First, you'll want to select the community type, and the easiest one to do is the student ID list. Next, you'll name your grid. And you can choose a picture down here if you would like. Click Next. This will prompt you to create your list. Now, I would strongly suggest that you upload a CSV file. So if you click on here, you will get a template that you can fill in a Microsoft Excel file, and then you could load that in here. Otherwise, you could load these in here. For this example, I will just use the manual entry. And you use the first name, last initial works well, and then use the student's number that they have been logging in with other applications with. Just typing that in for now. And I can add student. I continue to do that until my course roster is filled in. Then I'll click Next. From here, I have my information. I can access a QR code for all of my students for this grid, but you may not need to do that at this point. Launch my grid, and all set. So now I have a grid. I don't have any topics on here. One thing I want to go in and do is add my co-pilot. So whoever I'm going to have Gridpals with, I want to add them, and you simply click on Add Co-pilot, type in the email address of the educator you're going to collaborate with, and click Invite. Once that is done, they will get an invitation when they log into Flipgrid. Also on here, you can do some edits on your grid. You can decide if you want some notifications. Also, if you want students to be able to download. I don't necessarily know that they will need to do those things, but you can decide how much interaction you want, and if students can download these. Potentially they could download a video and upload it to a Seesaw or another application, but generally they don't necessarily need to do that. Now we'll want to create a new topic. And so here we'll put down our topic title. And you can choose, this is what you would collaborate with your colleagues with, and choose what students are going to talk about in their Gridpal interactions. Let's do my favorite book. I can choose how long I want kids to respond. So I think 45 seconds for an initial interaction would be good, but you can decide that. Then also description. This is what your students are going to do. Topic: students are going to tell their partners about their favorite book and why they like it so much. They're going to talk about 3 things. Now, I'll show you in a second. Even if you have early readers, Flipgrid will actually be able to read this to them if you don't want to make a video about that. As you scroll down, you can decide, do you want to moderate this? So by clicking this, that will require teacher moderation to approve all videos before they're visible to others. And you could potentially add other resources in here. Some teachers like to have a video recording of themselves providing students with instructions. Totally up to you. And here's a few things, options on video features. At the end of a Flipgrid, students can choose stickers and drawings and do a bunch of things. Some of them may be more interested in this than the actual topic, so you can decide if you want them to be able to do that. I'm just going to give them fewer options early, and then you could open those up later. Video reactions, this is kind of allows for students to see how many people like their video. I don't want that to just tend to click off of this at first, so it's not like a popularity contest or anything. Also, video views, you can decide to leave this on or off. I tend to turn this off to begin with, also so they're not looking at it as just how many people are viewing their videos. And we do want to make sure we have student-to-student replies, and we can even remove video titles so they won't be prompted to type anything else in there. And they shouldn't actually have any attachments to put in there either, so we'll do none. As long as we have these settings in, we should be ready to go. And nothing on here. So now we just click Create Topic. And this just gives you some links to your information. I got it. And now when I go back to my grids, see I have my new grid that's created. And rather than sharing the whole grid, I think I will want to share just the topic. So I'll go into my grid, my Los Hills Future Ready Gridpals, and my new topic is my new favorite book, and here I want to share. So one of the best options here is to use a QR code for iPads. Students could also type in the flip code, or you could give them a direct link to a website. But when we do this, we will get QR code downloaded that you could print off. Many of your students are used to using QR codes, so they could do that. And so now when students use their iPads, they'll scan on this and it'll take them directly to the grid topic where they will type in their information and respond. So one thing that's cool that I mentioned earlier is the immersive reader. So when students go to their Flipgrid that you've created, they'll have to log in with this. Otherwise, if you did have that QR code for each student created, they could scan this as well. But when you're in here, students, again, they'll just click here to record. But one nice thing, if they're unable to read quite yet, they could simply click on the immersive reader, and that will read the prompt to them.
My favorite book. Tell your partner about your favorite book and why you like it so much. Talk about 3 things you really like about your favorite book.
So that can give them the prompt. They can go back here and create their videos. So that is how you create a grid and topics, and you'll be able to share those with your cooperating teachers to create a really awesome Gridpals experience.